Okay, I'm back. Can we get back to the point, please? Yeah, sure. The point. Right, back to the point. Did you see exactly what happened? Thank you! Not really. I was listening to the whistle of the wind in the treetops, jotting down notes for my next song. When suddenly, a horde of silver-crested deer rushed past me. Before they could trample over me, I jumped up on the rock I was sitting on and watched them gallop downhill. Then I saw the water break through the canopies, snapping trees in half like they were sashlik skewers. Okay. I wasted no second. I turned on my heel, knowing I'd be done for if I waited just a moment longer. Holy crap. Then I was here and told you to duck. That sounds horrible. Are you alright? I'm fine, thanks. And anyways, with whom do I have the pleasure? I'm Grace. Nice to meet you, Grace. Oh my! You're Voyage, aren't you? The silver-tongued virtuoso. Yes, that would be me. My apologies. I didn't mean to push any boundaries. But I saw you perform at Dropstone Institute's campus that one time. And I must say you pulled on all of my heartstrings with your beautiful performance. Oh.
Hello, motherfucker.
I did that? Hello, Tundra. How you doing? Yes, I was awestruck by what your what your music could do. It was like magic in its very own way. Music can be very soothing in moments of distress. Were you distressed back then? A little. Lurking well. That is perfectly fine, Tundra. That is perfectly fine. A little. I don't remember exactly why anymore, but I remember the emotion. But not more distressed than I am right now. I hope Hex is safe and well. I'm sure he is. Shoot! Did you see that creature swim by? No. What creature? I didn't see anything swim by. Did I miss something? What? It looked like a red-winged eel. Oh. I haven't seen one of those in ages. Well, if something did swim by, I didn't see it. Where is its natural habitat? Actually, the Twilight Chasm. Why is it here? Something isn't right. I'm afraid you might be correct. I'm also afraid. Very much so. I don't think it's safe to go outside. Of course not. You should stay... Pet. I can't talk. Of course not. You should all stay for the night. Would that be possible? Of course. The tavern will withstand this, and a bit of company wouldn't hurt. I agree. Thank you, innkeeper. Say, you with the lute, what's your name? Fable? My name is Fable. Do you play the lute, I mean? Sometimes. I'm still practicing. I'm not all that good with it yet. How about we play together a song or two to lift our spirits and wait out the catastrophe going on outside? It's very untuned. It goes out of tune really quickly. But I guess that's a loot thing. I gotcha, show it to me. I'll help you. And then we'll jam until the dawn rises. Sleep. So there's a, holy shit. So there was... Where's the sheep? Oh my god, where is the... Well, that's the innkeeper's sheep gone. I see a horned dragon at the on top of the tavern. Don't know where the fucking sheep's gone to. Probably for a swim somewhere, poor thing. Ugh. And it's not your plate, Rage. So zip it. Honestly. The fact... No, you didn't. Henrietta is in the game only. So, nah. Next, you'll be telling me you'll have had Waddles and Tendy and and all the other names of chickens that I will have eventually. Alright, let's start the next day. Oh! Grace? Is Grace here? Good mythical morning to you too, Hex. This isn't funny, innkeeper. Tell me, is she here? Please tell me she's here. She is. I'll let her know you are here. She is. I'll let her know you are too. Thank you. By the dragons, I was worried sick. So sick. She'll be happy to know you're safe and sound too. The flood was enormous. And if she had gotten caught up in it... Oh, no, no, no. I don't want to even begin to imagine. Then don't. How about a drink to calm your nerves? Yes. A drink sounds great. Something to untangle, that will untangle my thoughts and help me focus. He's not a pimp! I'll see what I can do. Because he's a fucking wizard. Jesus Christ, Rage. Oh my god, he's not a fucking pimp. It's too scrawny to be a pimp. Maybe this will clear your mind. It does, at least a little bit. Thank you, innkeeper. Hex! Good to see you safe and well. You too. Where have you been? Are you alright? Did you get hurt? I'm fine. The innkeeper and yesterday's superstars took good care of me. Just as you took good care of us. The least we could have done was be there for each other. How have you been, brother dear? Did you get hurt? No, but I was worried about you. The whole night locked in that damned house. All I could think about was how the flood might have... Why didn't you tell me you were gonna... Oh my god. Why didn't you tell me you were going to the tavern? I looked everywhere for you. Oh, sorry. I didn't know I needed your permission to go outside. That's not what I'm trying to say. Then what are you trying to say? That you could have gotten hurt and I wouldn't have known. I don't expect a tsunami to hit Gaia every day. That wasn't in the foreseeable future, Hexy. Uncontrollable things happen, and when they do, we do our best to overcome them. Also, I can protect myself quite well. Still, how was I supposed to know that you were safe? I'm an adult, you know. You could try trusting in my capabilities. Furthermore, PSAOR was very useful last semester. PSAOR? Protective sigils and other remedies. You lot, no. Also, the tavern itself is well protected by my own brand of sigils. That's at least something. Yes, I'm very thankful the innkeeper and her tavern kept me safe. I didn't mean to worry you. I didn't plan on being gone for so long, but then the flood happened. Okay, sure. How have you been holding up? Is the house alright? Apart from some minor damage and some leakage in the roof, I suppose it's fine. I wasn't even aware of the approaching flood until the house's foundation started trembling. I was busy in my workshop harvesting the essence of Dimension 567 for my research. I hope you didn't rip a hole in the fiber of magic again. I didn't, and even if I did, you couldn't have stopped me. You weren't there, after all. Right. Rage, just... no. But I can scold you now. You won't want to when you find out I actually managed to harvest something. You did? That's amazing. What a huge breakthrough. That would mean I created a teeny tiny rift to the astral realm and got my hands on some stardust. Well, sort of. How? I got an astral shard when the stars fell. Ah, I see. There's still an issue of never knowing exactly what might come through when you open these kinds of rifts. Could be anything or anyone. Like creatures, for example. That wouldn't be good. Yeah, it wouldn't. Because when your sister disappears again, you wouldn't know if she got eaten by a creature or is just out for a stroll. Hex, cut it out. What? We get it, alright? I went away, you were worried, we get it. But I'm my own person, and I can do what I like. I'm getting tired of this. Well, me too. Then stop. I don't want to fight. Then don't. Sorry. It's fine. We shouldn't spend our time fighting when there are so many more interesting things going on. How about a wee bit of a distraction? Oh! We could go outside and see if we can take samples of the floodwater. Exactly. Who knows? Maybe it holds spectacular and rare magical properties. That sounds lit. Maybe it'll help me finish my long-term research project. Possibly. Though to access the primordial vortex you'd need... Primordial seawater. I know. But who knows what we'll find. Oh, brother. Don't forget to fill me in on your research. Theopractically, I'd tell you anything, but only practically. Jesus Christ. You do realise, Rage, that these two are siblings, right? They are brother and sister. She isn't his hoe. They are brother and sister. And I was already hydrating. Bitch. Itchy back. Itchy back. For fuck's sake, Rage, stop! Honestly. Wouldn't have expected anything else. Rage, I hydrated. Thank you, innkeeper. Right, the bottle is not empty. It is not empty. Mood, stop it! Thank you, innkeeper, for hosting me for the night and all. See you soon. I love how Moon just makes sure we're... That's because Moon's a brat. Just like you, Rage. You're a brat too. Good morning, you two. Did you sleep well? As well as we could with the sweet song of stormy waves pattering against our windows. So, very well, and with inspiring dreams. Glad to hear that your impromptu concert certainly helped me sleep. Because it was so boring? No, because it calmed my nerves. All of our nerves, I think. Not that I have any. You don't have nerves? Is that a phantasm thing? No, I meant those metaphorical nerves. Oh, you get those too? No, of course not. I'm void. Well, yeah, sometimes. Mostly when I have to perform. Isn't that embarrassing? Not really, that'd also make me nervous. Oh, though, I have to say, last night, performing with you for Grace and the Innkeeper, it was kind of relaxing. I could just lose myself in the performance without having to worry about what anyone would think of me. Not that I ever do, but it was nice. We should make more music together sometime. Actually, Fable just got started on a new song. Maybe you can collaborate. Really? That would be awesome. Well, I actually... Yes, you're right. That would be awesome. I think working on it together could be fun. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hooray! I'm looking forward to our grand collaboration. And charming you with it, Innkeeper. Alright. You're supposed to say you're also looking forward to it. I don't think you're supposed... I am very much looking forward to it. That's what I thought. Oh god. Hitting my mic. Aren't we gonna be cool together? Eh? The coolest. Too cool for me to describe. I already know we'll blow you away. I'm counting on it. Enough chit chat. I should check up on the village. Maybe someone needs a good song to cheer them up. I'm sure Bayer would love one. I think Bayer was probably cheered up by a good flood. But speaking of her, maybe you can hand out some of her spa coupons for me. Sure thing. Her spa rocks. I shall start by enlightening Grace. Is she still here? No, she just left. Together with Heck, something about primordial water. Those wizards. I'll try to catch up to them. See you soon. Don't finish the song without me, Fable. I'll wait for you. Can I get one of those coupons? Sure you can. Just make sure to tell Bayer I sent you. Of course. What a strange morning. Or exciting morning. Both, I think? Would you like a morning drink? Yes. Something that will help me with my writing my song, please. Okay. So she needs to be a lyrical genius. 1,000 wins. Maybe? Yeah. 1,000 wins. Okay, that's perfect. Yep. There we go. A drink with 0 primordial water. Maybe. It does taste a little primordial and very delicious. Perfect. You know, last night when I couldn't sleep, I was watching the fish swimming by the windows. Their scales kept reflecting in the water, making them shift and shimmer, like they almost weren't there. I was mesmerized by them. It was like a dream that It was like a dream that kept pulling me towards the waves. It was beautiful and haunting. Do you think it looks like that every day somewhere? That beautiful? That haunting? I think any place we can imagine exists somewhere, if only in our heads. I'd like to see all of those places. I don't think they're all safe to see. Fable, pet the dragons, they're here. Are you alright? I am. The innkeep kept me safe. It's good to see you both are well too. Couldn't you have let us know you were breathing? We couldn't find you anywhere. I'm sorry, I just woke up. Were you guys worried about me? Maybe. Of course we were. Don't even know if you can swim. I can. Can you? Of course. No. Oh, we should teach you sometime. Sure. Thank you for worrying about me, but I actually had a pretty nice night. Avoy and I gave Grace and the innkeeper a small concert while we were all stuck inside. Oh, said that we missed that. I can track down Voy to give you guys an encore. That'd be nice. I'm sorry I didn't get around to picking you up. It's okay. I bet the roads were a bit busy. Yeah, it was a little tough getting out. Rufus loved it though. Think he made some new friends. Seems like this catastrophe had some pleasant side effects. What happened anyway? Did a whale eat a moon this time? No idea what that's supposed to mean, but no. Or maybe, no idea how it happened. They say the primordial sea flooded the Twilight Chasm. Rage, shut up! Moon, is that true? And it spilled out through its portals into Theosa. Leaving us with this mess. That's new. At least the other continents probably got through it without much trouble. By a whale, apparently. For once they can be less jealous of our portals. I do hope everyone is okay. Everyone we could check on is. Luckily for us, the water's drained enough to rescue everyone around here. Though I heard that underwater hasn't emerged yet. Happy to see you all emerged. Mostly. What does that mean? Are you still looking for someone? Yes, I was wondering if Melly was here. She wasn't home when I checked on her. No, she didn't stop by yesterday nor today. Did you see her before that? Did she say where she'd be going? I'm afraid she hasn't been in since she returned from Zophod. That wizard punk hasn't seen her either. Took a second to ask him when he almost broke down Kumo's door looking for Grace. Do we know if she can swim? I'm sure she can. I'm sure she's just taken shelter elsewhere. You taught her to hide well, after all. Maybe she's just putting that to good use. When I returned yesterday, I found Rufus eating out of a strange apparatus that dispenses food and water every couple of hours. Like someone really smart set it up for him in their absence. Yes, like he was gorging himself on some food, but Millie was nowhere to be found. Oh, that's worrying. Did she leave a note? No. Oh my god, Moon. I'm sure she's okay. Maybe ask Una. She probably put her up to something. I shall investigate that avenue right now. Fable, would you be okay with moving our time? Time? You got an appointment or something? More like a date. Lynn's shocked. Can't wait for that story. I'll tell you later. But, yes, we should move it. This isn't the kind of dancing in the rain I was hoping for. Me neither. Another time then? Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Me too. I hope she didn't try to investigate the fish. They'd eat her alive. Sounds a little more hopeful. The girl's savvy. I mean, look at that contraption she left behind. Ain't no fish got a chance against her. Being hopeful isn't really my thing. Then make it your thing. I'll let you know when I find her. Such a man of few words. A man of words. He's just worried. Uh-huh. Speaking of worries and words, Lynn, it's good to finally see you back. How was the escorting? I hope you didn't get too wet. It happened. How did it happen? Well, actually, this can wait a bit, right? Yes. Thanks for understanding. I'll be back later, once I can think more clearly. I'd like to check up on Uncle Dragon. Make sure that old fart is still up and running. Fable, I'm guessing you'd like to check in with your family too? Yes, I would love to make sure everyone's alright. Maybe Mellie's with the Aramanthine Hydra. She really wanted to ask it for tea recommendations. I'm counting on you returning with a good story. Don't get too excited. I'll see if I can drag Rhea and Fancy Pants along as well. They think they could use a drink. Speaking of which, got one for the road? Sure thing. Something strong to get you through all that socializing? You got it. Okay. Sailor's courage it is. Perfect. And that's what they wanted, right? Yes. Had to make sure. Here, the strongest thing I could brew up for you. Thanks. Miss these drinks a little. Oh, that's sweet. Don't dwell on it. Anyway, Fable, let's go. I'll be right there. I'm sure everybody will be okay, innkeepers, so Don't you worry about it. And make sure to keep a hot chocolate one for Melly. I'm sure she'd love one of those. I'll give it my best. I know you will. Don't swim out too far. We'll see. The waters are dangerous these days. Just what are you up to? Time to make sure I have enough ingredients for a hot chocolate around, I guess. Oh! Good to see that you're open, Innkeep. And good evening to you too, Una. Ha, spare me the babbling. Though I'm glad that you seem to be unharmed. I am, thanks to some protective spells I put on the inn a while back. Works better than any insurance. What about you? Are you unharmed? I'm as good as new. Might be missing an arm, but that doesn't mean I forgot how to swim. It's easier than walking, actually. And breathing in water instead of air was unexpectedly nice. These girls aren't just for decoration purposes. Felt a little bit like home, you know? But the water tasted different than that of the astral sea. More primordial, I might even say. Yeah, I figured. But you don't seem very worried about it. Nah, whatever happens is none of my business now. I'm retired. And water also doesn't bother me. Shouldn't bother you too much either, am I right? Since you're so close too. I knew you wouldn't forget. I might be old, but I'm not senile. Me neither. So, you wouldn't call the primordial sea your home then? I've inhabited a few planes already. My past doesn't define the word home for me anymore. But you're right, primordial water doesn't do any harm to me. Ooh. Even if I wanted to drown in it, I wouldn't be able to. But honestly, I was more worried about my patrons than the inn itself. I hope everyone is safe and well. Wouldn't worry too much about all your regulars. Adventurers are tough folks. And your drinks toughen them up even further. I have faith that you're right. But your tavern? Well, let's just say it's definitely seen better days. Nah, that's kind of an understatement. It looks like shit. Basically, is what she's saying. Of course. Ouch. I've been working the whole day to clean up as much as I can. My condolences. Say, have you ever talked to the Wizard of Morlaer? No, sadly I haven't had the pleasure. Oh, you should if you get the chance. He's always loved all kinds of spells and enchantments. More of the kind involving trickery, like puzzles and traps. But I'm sure he also knows a protective spell or two. I mean, he's been protecting his wizard tower for quite some time now. I'll keep that in mind if I ever get to meet him. But I suppose you're not just here to talk. How about a drink? Ha! You definitely have a way with your customer service. How about a drink that'll wake my old muscles up so I can help you tidy up your tavern afterwards? Can't quite remember having asked for help. Ah, what's that? My old ears suddenly can't understand what you're saying. How unfortunate. Maybe a strong drink would help. Alright, coming up. Looks like Una is like, he's not taking no for an answer here. Like, she is definitely not taking no for an answer. Like, what the fuck? So, we want a little pine cone. We need another one of that. That's there, and then we want 2 of these. And 1 of those, apparently. Because I forgot. There you go, a drink. Powerful like the astral sea. Wonderful. I've consumed enough primordial water to last me weeks. And it doesn't taste exactly like home, but the hint of elemental magic revives some old memories. I gotta say, you definitely know your craft. Thank you. Could I maybe convince you to just relax and let me do my work? You'd like that, wouldn't you? Forget it. Let's clean this messy tavern. If you insist. Before I forget, all that water swept some animal remains into my pockets. Don't really know where they came from, and I don't feel any kind of astral energy from them. So I assume they're either Gaian or primordial. And before I stabbed myself with them while cleaning, I wanted to check if you'd have any use of them. Stab? Yeah, they're surprisingly sharp. Now I'm curious, let me see. Ha! You're so easy. Thank you, Una. That might not be primordial, but I think I know just what to do with them. Gonna spice up some drinks? Maybe. Can't wait to try them then. Now let's spice up this old rusty tavern. Oh. Welcome back to my tavern, brave adventurers. Good to see you're all unharmed and doing well. At least we didn't drown. By the way, who's that granny on your porch? Looks like she's collecting driftwood. Don't mind her. She's an old friend of mine with some weird habits. She wanted to help tidy up my tavern after the flood. That's kind of nice, actually. I suppose so. I couldn't convince her to let me do it alone. Did the flood hit you as well? You bet. Had to hold on to Rhea for a quick second there, or else she would have been swept away like a twig. Hold you... What? Okay. We had just passed Fimis when it happened. Luckily, there were 2 carriages nearby, which were between sturdy trees and a large boulder. We managed to pull ourselves out of the raging waters and into those carriages. Thank the dragons, I could have gone south real quick. And your tavern looks a wee bit wet as well. It is. I've been working non-stop to clean it up. That's not good. Working non-stop comes with being self-employed, I get. No, I mean the flood. Never heard of a flood that massive. It spread all the way from Themis to Zenith. You're right, we certainly aren't close to that sea. Themis maybe, but not yet in. It's all still very recent. We'll have to wait until we know the true extent of it. But what about your mission? Did you complete it before the flood started? Oh boy. Come to think of it, Archie, you've been awfully quiet today. That's very unlike the noble hero I know. Give him a break, would you? We had some pretty rough nights. Oh, did something go wrong? Oh no. The drink you prepared for us with those golden feathers, I remember. I mean, it did what it was supposed to, but it wasn't enough. Don't know if another potion could have changed our fate, though. What happened? Oh dear. I guess I'm telling the story then. Let's begin. We actually would have been well prepared if this had been a normal escorting mission, that is. It all started just like a regular quest. We met our client in his temporary abode, which looked like it was worth more money than Sir and I will ever make in our lives combined. Correct? Anyways, our client's name was Theodore. For Theodore Hugo Frederick Sinclair III, to be exact. He told us politely not to call him by his full name, so we agreed on Theodore. He's the noble son of some wealthy diplomat, hence the long name, I figured. And you had to get him to Diria because of some financial conflicts between them and the mainland? Correct. At first, everything went surprisingly well. Since the magical bridge got destroyed, we had to get to Diria by ship. Because of the dispute, no ships on the mainland are allowed to dock in Amasa. So we had to take the long way round. Okay, so that's take a long way. From the port of Windmore to in the Windy Meadows to Twinborough, and then to Amasa by foot. All with a young nobleman that rarely strays from home. The kid had some quirks and mannerisms neither of us were familiar with. But luckily, Archie here was able to help us out. I tend to be a little wary around rich people, but we actually got along quite well. Especially little Archie here was hanging on his every word. We didn't take the main road to avoid too much unwanted attention. Moving quickly through the Dirian tundra, we only encountered a few obstacles like tree trunks. Rhea and I kept the path clear while Archie entertained our client. It was quite useful after all, even though it was his first quest. He definitely knew how to tell stories and keep us entertained. Theodore loved every tale Archie told. Yeah. Seems like you're a natural-born storyteller. You also have a surprising amount of knowledge about plants and stuff in that orange head of yours. I'm glad I could be of help. Theo rarely went outside, so I assisted him with my knowledge of plants that sting or those with poison. That's a very helpful skill. Everything went as planned, until the sun started setting. I think my ears picked it up first. There were like a bunch of low humming sounds. Far away still, but definitely unusual. Didn't hear anything, but I'd always trust the fluffy ears of a Vukakin over my own. Oh my god. I asked the two boys if those types of sounds were common around here. But they both denied it. I'm not tired, Shad. No, I'm not EP. I've got a dry throat. That's when I started getting this weird feeling in my guts. Every experienced adventurer develops that sooner or later. It's like a sixth sense to keep you out of trouble. I know what you're talking about. That looming feeling deep in your stomach. I knew something was wrong, and that if we didn't get out of there, our situation would only get worse. At first, I just told Rhea. Didn't want to alarm the two boys. Your client should never be afraid. That's just bad customer service. Agreed. So we quickly tried to figure out what to do. By then, I could also faintly hear the deep sounds. But if I could hear them, Archie and Theodore could as well. And they also heard us talking. That's unfortunate. We agreed on positioning the two boys between us, even though Archie proclaimed he could fight as well. A simple but efficient lineup. Me at the back of the line, Say in the front because she's got the best ears. Theodore was still calm. He said something along the lines of course they'd try to start an assault. That's why I hired you, remember? He's not wrong. I just would have expected more, the regular kind of assassin. Whatever that might be. If you'd let me continue, you'd get it. Sorry, my bad. To make things worse, it got real dark real quick. And we could hear that guttural grunting all around us. She said, "Bogging crap, where are they? Where are they coming from?" But, well, at first I could only see one, then two. Then suddenly they were everywhere. Zombies! We were surrounded by zombies. I had to think fast. There weren't any gaps in their formation, so I knew we had to fight. Oh, fuck's sake. Thanks to those enchanted feathers in your drink, I was able to quickly overpower two zombies by smashing their heads together. You're strong. I like strong women. I pushed both boys forward so that they'd get moving. I knew if we wanted to get out of there in one piece, we needed to stay together. Seer was blocking attacks left and right, slicing through rotten skin and brittle bones with a great sword. She was a sight to behold. My sword lended me its power to fight us through. But I would have needed more time to figure out a plan. There were just so many of them. I knew we had to get back to the main road. The terrain so deep in the forest was very uneven and made running away from a horde of the undead even more difficult. How did so many of them even get there? At least it was apparent why all those animals had disappeared on the road. They all got eaten by the undead. And we'd be next if we didn't get the hell out of there. Or the fuck out of there. So, we ran. But turns out a nobleman's clothes aren't made for running. They're made for nothing except looking obnoxious. They're not even that comfortable. I was more prepared than Theo, but even some of my seams ripped. I could hear Rhea behind us telling us to hurry up, unless we wanted to die. So I wrapped my hand around Theo's velvet-coated wrist and just didn't let go. There was no way I would let anyone die on my first mission. But then, right before we got to the main road, he tripped. I suppose it was bound to happen. Rhea had somehow outrun us and was already stumbling onto the main road ahead. I tried to pull Theo up on his feet by his pants, but fuck. I tried to pull Theo up on his feet, but his pants must have gotten caught in some thorns. And he just couldn't get up. I tried to get him free. I really tried. But my hands were so sweaty and shaky. I saw the zombies. I saw their rotting faces as they got closer and I was too far ahead to realize what was going on. And when I finally noticed, it was too late. I knew getting to the road was our main priority. But when I got there, the two boys were missing. And I knew something must have gone wrong. I turned around, and right as I did, I saw Archie and Theo on the ground. A bunch of zombies getting real close to them. I warded off the first two, maybe three, but there were just so many of them. And then Theo screamed, the most horrifying scream filled with pain and agony. I've read about that sort of scream before, but I didn't think it sounded so heartbreaking. Yes. That's when Rhea and Serling suddenly appeared next to us again. They pushed the zombies back and helped Theo get up. Well, as much as he could with what was left of his left leg. I know I had to come up with a plan. There were too many zombies for us to fight, and running away would have been difficult since Theodore was hurt. But your drink was driving me forward. Kind of like a drinkable Lucky Charm. I had already slain a chimera, so I should have been able to handle a few undead and a hurt client with ease. Slain a chimera? Yeah. Oh, ye keep surprising me. Sadly, slaying all those undead wasn't a possibility. But maybe, I thought to myself, maybe I could outsmart them. Theo was hurt, and he also wasn't looking too good. The undead seemed to be drawn to the smell of his fresh blood. And thanks to your drink, I was still quite hasty. I knew I could outrun any dead bitch bastards, I don't know. So on a whim, I turned back to the other three, Rio was trying to fight back dozens of monsters while Archie supported Theodore. I grabbed a piece of bloodied cloth that had been ripped off of Theodore's leg. I don't know if they listened or if it was just the smell that drew them to me, but I yelled, "I'm here! Come and get y'all a fresh piece of meat." I thought she'd gone crazy, I tell you. But it was a smart move. I definitely had their attention. Archie was out of it, so I told Rhea to just follow the path to Amasa and treat Theodore's wounds as quickly as possible. I would then catch up to them as soon as I was done there. And that's what we did. I don't argue with women that are taller and faster than me. Her quick thinking probably saved our asses. Good call, both of you. I led those brain-dead monsters in the opposite direction. Turns out I could easily outrun them. But I wanted to get rid of them once and for all. Or else, we wouldn't have been safe for long. And as soon as I spotted a cliff between the trees, with nothing but a vast sea further on, I knew what to do. I knew I had to override my instincts, so it was kind of dangerous. But I yelled one more time, "Come and get me, if you can." Oh god. And then I threw the piece of cloth off the cliff. My instincts kicked in, wanting to play fetch. Luckily, my will was stronger than the monsters. One after another, they tried to catch the blood-drenched fabric and jumped, falling to their, well, hopefully, final deaths. Can't believe that actually worked. Me neither, but otherwise, I wouldn't be standing here. I'm glad. Seems like the undead are kind of like pack animals, at least for the most part. A few of them didn't take the bait, but nothing my greatsword couldn't fix. I followed Rhea and the boys' tracks until we met up again. We could already see the light of Amasa in the distance, but we hadn't been fast enough. With every step, Theo's hand grasping my shoulder was getting weaker and weaker. I didn't even dare look at his face while I talked to him to keep him awake. Even when his answers started getting sparse and quiet. Oh no. But you made it, right? Right? Seems like a no. No. He didn't make it. Oh gosh. Tell me that's untrue. I wish it wasn't. But I'd never lie about someone's death. Especially not his. I'm so sorry, Archie. I didn't know the mission would be so dangerous. It's not your fault, Inkeep. It's none of our faults either. Maybe I should have prepared a different drink for you. It's alright. We did our best. Things don't always go as planned. I guess life isn't as magically perfect as the numerous tales I've read would suggest. Bad things can happen to anyone, even to those of the purest of hearts. Some may deserve it, but most don't. I just wish it wouldn't have been him. It's such a selfish thought, but I can't get it out of my head. And that's fine. It's just not fair. Why him? I apologize. I didn't mean to raise my voice like that. It's alright, kid. We know the pain you feel. You know, some deaths are inevitable. Illness, old age, whatever it may be. Those are easier to stomach, even if they hurt. That's true. And then there are deaths which are completely unexpected. Those don't feel fair to us. They make us think, if only I did this, if only I said that, and so forth. But you mustn't dwell on those feelings. It's okay to mourn, but you can't change the past. The only thing you can change is the future. Live the life your friend would have wanted for you. Make him proud. I suppose you're right. What did you do then? Did you still go to Amasa? We did, yes. He must have died just before we arrived. Someone from the Night Watch recognized him. We were immediately surrounded by healers, but it was already too late. You may bring bodies back from the dead, but not souls. After we explained the situation and how I got rid of the zombies, they offered for us to stay the night. We needed some rest before making our way back the next morning. I also sent a letter to Theo's family. I wanted to... After all, I've known them since I was a child. And I was with him in his last moments. If someone was going to deliver the bad news, it needed to be me. I'm not sure I could have acted so calm and collected. I really wasn't. Also, I don't know if this is perhaps too macabre, but would you hold on to something for me? Of course. What is it? It's the quill that I used to write the letter to Theo's parents. I must have lost my supplies somewhere on the way to Diria, so I had to buy a new quill. First, I thought of it as a nice memento, but the wound is still too fresh. I'll hold on to it, as long as you need me to. Thank you, Innkeeper. Just... what's going to happen with the dispute between Diria and the mainland now? Now that an ambassador has died on Dirian soil. It's just... such a big mess. And we didn't fix anything. We just made things worse. Anyway, I'm just so terribly tired. Please excuse me. Good night, everyone. You want to sleep here tonight? Sometimes a little company can do wonders. And you'll be safe from any potential floods. I'll also be sleeping here. I suppose you're right. Maybe I'll occupy one of your rooms then, dear innkeeper. Of course. Go on upstairs. Third door on the left. Make yourself at home. I think I'll just sleep. But I appreciate your kindness. Thank you. Good night, everyone. Holy crap. I hope he'll be alright. Let the kid grieve. I guess asking if either of you would like a drink would be a little insensitive at this point. Don't. Got it. Instead, say let's talk about your extraordinary fighting skills. I'll say, I was really impressed with how you decimated those zombies. Takes a good beast slayer to know one. Oh boy. Nah. I'm more of the general fighting type, you know? But I can always appreciate 2 strong hands. And such a well-crafted greatsword on top of that. Happy to see you appreciate solid craftsmanship. It was a gift from my Baba. She told me the great dragons themselves gifted it to her. But I don't know if that's true. Could be. You won against a chimera after all. You might be onto something there. Have you ever heard of the Great Axe of Ur? The most powerful weapon ever, forged by the origin of this world themselves, you bet. You really think it exists? I mean, my Baba loved to tell stories. But if a sword was made by the dragons, maybe Ur's great axe is also more than just a myth. Dwarves have their own origin in subterranean caves, you know, on the plane of Ur. I grew up in a labyrinth of caves, surrounded by gems and ores, legends and tales. I mean, I haven't seen it with my own 2 eyes yet, but I'm convinced the legendary weapon exists. I bet it's so large, I probably wouldn't even recognize it as an axe. I've heard Ur keeps it in their resting place at all times. Yeah, though so far none of us have found that yet. And hopefully no one ever has to. What do you mean? You know the tale? If someone was to wake up, the apocalypse would begin. But that's just a no-tell, right? Something you tell kids that don't want to eat the food. You know, eat up or will waken up. Questionable parenting techniques, if you ask me. Yeah, I got to hear that a few times when I was still a wee bairn. All those tales ever did was make me want to craft a legendary weapon myself. Have you ever made something like that? Not yet, but I will soon. I will make the greatest weapon ever forged and smash this year's Orhat blacksmithing competition to bits. I'll outcraft my ex-husband with ease, that asshole. Ex-husband? Yeah, we used to work together. Now he claims I wouldn't stand a chance without him, but I'll prove him wrong. Anyways, Innkeep, sir, I think it's getting quite late and it's been an exhausting week. Absolutely agreed. Let's get some rest. And then let's look for another quest elsewhere to afford me crafting materials. Good night, ye two. Good night, Lynn. Good night, Innkeep. Holy shit. Oh. Oh, at least the floodwater's gone this time. The sheep's back. Folks. I didn't know that was going to be scary. Oh my god. I didn't know that was going to be upsetting. to be fair. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know that was going to be upsetting. I didn't know it was gonna be, yeah. Moon, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Ah! I wish I knew that was gonna happen, but obviously I haven't got that far in this one. So we're all experiencing this part, like each new chapter together. So yeah. Also, not only that, we have the DLC to play after all this as well. So there is the DLC to play once the main story's done for us. So yeah. I didn't know it was going to be sad. I am so sorry. I did not know Theodore was going to get killed by zombies. Tugs on the heartstrings. Holy crap. Oh. Well, I mean, think about it. Wildflowers is a cozy game. And Grandma passed away at the end of spring. So yeah. Yeah, all the things are happening. But thank you all so much for joining tonight's stream. I have had fun. Even if there's a little bit of sadness as well, because like holy shit. No, you're not, Rage. You leave Fairhaven alone, okay? You leave it alone. What do you mean? Look what I did now. I didn't do anything. Like, the fuck? I mean, I would have reminded Rage of Nana anyway. Especially if I were to visit her, like, grave. And put flowers there. So, you know. It was sad, Rage. It was sad. And trust me, when I first got to that point, when I first played the game, holy fuck. I wanted to cry. Tage! Hi, Tage! How you doing, Tage? Oh, that's funny. If it's not me doing it, it's Moon. Well, yeah, folks. Thank you so much for joining. I will be streaming again tomorrow. I believe tomorrow... What is tomorrow? Wait a minute. Let me look at my Discord. What is tomorrow? What is tomorrow? What game is tomorrow? I am Future or Bear and Breakfast. Might do some Bear and Breakfast. Yeah. But yeah, folks. Have a good rest of your night. And I shall chat to you tomorrow. Bye!